Hey, 7:30 on the Diz app, but you know how we do. Give you 3 minutes to join. Oh, mm, 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 mm. Hey, we are here, even though I am sitting alone. We give you our normal 3 minutes. Hey, what's going on? Hey, Dave, what's up? What's up with y'all tonight? You know how we do. We giving the 3 minutes before we get started. If you have any topics, let us know. Anything you want to talk about, anything you want to discuss, let us know. Man, Dave, it's been a whirlwind. Come to find out, this lady has been in several accidents this year. They starting to think she's doing it on purpose to get payouts, but this time it was her fault. So it's been a lot. Thank you though. Thank you. Definitely taking it one day at a time. Right. Mm-hmm. One more minute. Thank you. I appreciate that. Much needed. You got anything on your mind you need to talk about tonight? Facebook, I see you over there. We can't see who joined us, but we see you watching. I don't know why. I don't know what's up. Oh, of course it comes up. Hey, Juanita.
What's up, Juanita?
If you have any topics that you want to talk about tonight, let us know. Life is
Juanita,
shocking. One day you good, next day it's like
I did a drop off of something for your mom last week. I don't know if you knew or she told you, or maybe you gave her the information. I don't know, but if you did, thank you. Dre.
oh. Well, time's up.
Good evening, everyone. KB,
What's good?
what's good? Dang, it was a tip. I had something, y'all. I did have something. In case no one else had nothing, right? All right. Oh man. Dang, I had something. Oh wow. Yeah. It's just some wings. It was just some wings though, for a repast or something. God, I'm sorry, y'all. My mind just
That fast.
yeah. Dang, what was it? I had yeah, I'm with you, KB. Same here. Staying out the way. No, no. When it was just fried chicken. So, God, how did it go? Okay, let me see if I can bring it back in. Let me just go over the conversation. So I had a conversation, and a young lady was saying that all right, so it started because they was talking about me, right? Saying about trust issues. So I was trying to explain to them is I'm not saying that I don't trust anyone. I trust everyone to be who they are, which are humans. Humans make mistakes. When we view it that way, it stops me, for me anyway, that's what works for me, from being devastated. Of course I can be hurt because I'm human, but it stopped me, but my mindset would stop me from being devastated to the point where you want to hurt someone. And she looked at it as if you didn't have like trust, like you can't give your all or something like
I
that.
was just thinking that though when you said it. I was like, wow, if you're holding back the trust for people or your spouse in a relationship and you're just expecting that they're going to be human and do things, that's good. That's good because that is true, but at how are you saying that your whole heart or everything is in with that relationship if you don't even trust them?
I mean, I just do. I only trust humans to a certain point because we are humans. I think what happens is people put certain people put certain people on such a high pedestal that any little thing could devastate them. Right? I'm not saying that it can't be hurt because I'm human. I'm not saying it can alter anything you're going to do in your relationship. I'm just stating that if something was to happen, it won't devastate me. It would hurt me, but not devastate. So you hear stories of guys just snapping and killing women, or one dude went up to his ex, went to his girl job and threw like acid on her face, burnt her face on, because he was devastated. He just couldn't fathom this ever happening. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I'm just saying is I'm wired now to the point where as we're a human, things could happen. So if it ever did, I'm like, oh, thank it. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna kill her. But I'm like, I'm hurt, but you able to move on or whatever the case may be. So I just was trying to explain to her. I don't know if she got it in that, but but I wasn't trying to say, I'm saying, anything bad, or I don't take away from it necessarily the relationship type of thing. I was just saying in general, like as people, we're not even relationship. I'm just saying in general, you know what I'm saying? People can let you down.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And me knowing that and feeling that way, so when it happens, or if it happens, all right, I'm able to continue on. You know what I'm saying? I see people get devastated and hurt, mess their whole life up. I got a buddy. This dude is so devastated to this day. And I don't know how long ago that he got hurt, but to this day he still is so hurt that he views certain women a certain way, as all negative things, because he's been hurt. So he can't let go of that hurt because he never fathomed that this person would do anything. So
Chicken.
yeah, I know. Give it a little more because it was frozen all the way.
Well. So
that was my little spill.
I think even if you, I don't know. I don't know. I think even if you trust people, or you let's say you go into a situation and you don't trust that person, but you got feelings for them. Mm-hmm. I still could see you getting hurt over the feelings that you have for them, whether you trusted them or not.
How so?
Because you have feelings for them.
But nothing transpired though. You saying that? So you have feelings for a person that you're not in a relationship with?
No, you're in a relationship with a person. You got feelings for them, but you keep your trust kind of scaled back. But you do have feelings. I would think if something happened, your feelings will be affected by whether you trusted them or not.
No, that's what I'm saying. You still can get hurt because you're human, right? But you won't be devastated. Well, for me, I won't be devastated. When I'm saying devastated, you see these men again go out here and do harmful things because they're devastated.
Because they're crazy.
Because no, they devastated, and there's nothing they can do. I mean, we had this conversation before. Men not wired like women, so they don't know how to handle that.
Yeah, you're saying you're protecting yourself.
Nah, I should protect another person.
Oh, snap.
You see what I'm saying? So you won't go and hurt nobody. You won't do nothing to them.
So how do y'all feel about that? I don't know. I'm kind of up in the air because I think my husband just said, I ain't really got to put all my trust in you ever.
That's not what he's saying.
He said that's not what he's saying. Well, how y'all feeling? What do you value most in your friendships that you have with people? Dave, what that got to do with what we talking about? What do you value most in your friendships you have with people. Elaborate on that one, bro. Because thinking about it, the older I get, I have the same friends that I've had since I was young, and there's no one else coming into that circle. Not really. So just valuing trust is number one. Oh, that was a topic.
I figured that.
What do you value most in the friendships you have with people? Okay. Okay, I got you, Dave. Juanita says, I can dig it. I only trust to a certain distance. Your spouse, you only trust your spouse to a certain distance, or is that just for people, friends? I'm saying, Dave said, I'm saying, do you value the trust and the loyalty or just what they do for you? I value the trust and the loyalty, Dave, and friendships. That's one of the biggest things for me. Juanita said, I've been hurt so many times in relationships and friendships. So I guess that means you keeping your distance too.
But again, I think it's being misled. Not saying that you necessarily keeping a distance. What I'm saying is, you just, people are human. We gotta understand that. Like, people are going to make mistakes. You get devastated because you shocked that this person did a human act. You know what I mean? It's almost like people get so devastated if a pastor did something that they view differently. Like, oh my God, this is just like the worst thing on earth. That's still a man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's going to make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's human. That's all I'm saying. Like, we are human. And when we understand and realize that, it takes some of the sting off. You're still going to be hurt because, again, we are human. We run off emotions or whatever. So we're going to be hurt. But it can be, you know what I'm saying? It can be controlled, right, to a point. Whereas, again, that hurt don't turn into devastation. That's all I'm saying.
I'm with you on that. For Dave, what do you value most in the friendships, or do you value what they do for you? I think there's a lot of people that's in friendships that really are only in friendships because of what the other person does for them. I've seen a lot of friendships break up just because of that.
People will let you down because they subconsciously put themselves first. Up to you how you respond.
Boy. And you know what? Some people put themselves first just because that's their mindset and that's who's important to them is them. And they may not mean to cut you out or not put you in the loop with them, but that's just how they're bred. Like, it's about me and what I got to do. And then you got other people that are, it's about us. Let's do this together. We can get it. But you got some people that's single-minded, and they got to get themselves together because they've been hurt by other people before, and they not about to put that in your hands.
And that's all I'm saying. So if you don't view them people, that particular person or them people at a higher standard that you would anyone else, because again, they're human. They might have been bred that way to only think themselves. A single child. An only child growing up. Different things could trigger why someone is what some people call selfish, but but that's how they were. Once I see that the loyalty and trust isn't there, I'm looking at you totally different now. Right. Was that
Tangy? I think what that can cause though is for the other person in the relationship to say, hey, you going like that with you and everything is all about you. So now everything is going to be all about me. And then you'll have two separate entities where you're not really together. You just doing two separate things.
Yeah. Tag over the other part. Yeah, Tangy, we was talking about, so I brought up a topic, Tangy, about, and it was about me. And basically someone asked, am I, arrogant or whatever what she said. And because my statement was, I don't trust people, right? And not that I don't trust them, but I just view them as what they are, humans, right? So as human, we make mistakes. So when you view them that way, when they do make their mistakes, it won't devastate you. Not saying you won't get hurt, but you can get devastated when it's just unthinkable that this person will ever do this. Now, of course, we go in hoping and praying that they don't. But again, people are human. They make mistakes. We don't know what we're gonna do tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. That was my answer. So I threw it out there to see what people said. Juanita says, not when they only being your friend, you use you for your kindness and taking you for granted. Right. You know what's funny that came up? So I was looking at a thing today. It was Mike Tyson and Boosie. And Mike Tyson asked him, what is loyalty to you? He was talking about one of Boosie's friends. He asked him that because it's locked up. So he said, I want him to be loyal to me. Meaning, like, whatever he go through, don't flip on me. Like, don't get me in trouble, right? So Mike said, well, but what loyalty you have for him? He said, well, while I'm taking care of his kids, making sure his kids good, and making sure his kid don't ever one day and put stuff in his books, and making sure what he got going on out here, I'm still taking care of for him, blah, 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 right? So Mike Tyson said, well, you can't fault a person for being who they are.
Right.
Right? So Tekashi 6ix9ine, he never was about that life. So when he got snapped on and started snitching, how you mad at this dude for being who he is? So that's what Mike Tyson trying to say is like your friend who you thought was something, the true colors came out. So you can't be mad at him for being who he is. KB said, try and unpack people's thought process before getting emotional. That's a good one, KB.
That's real good.
That's a good one,
That's
KB.
real good. You gotta know what you're getting into. But how do you explain those people that be in situations for years and years and years and they get hurt at the end because they had no idea that the person was like that?
I feel like we overlook things because you caught up in a situation. So you don't believe what your eyes are saying. You know what I'm saying? Nah. Because you so caught up in the situation and you want this situation or whatever. And I think you overlook stuff. And then over time, it's been going on for so long that you finally just be like, you know what? Now you want to leave and this and the other. He's looking at you like, I've been doing this for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Why you tripping?
Yeah.
Then it's your fault.
I've seen that, yeah.
So you got to call on the carpet early. That's the only thing I say. Call on the carpet early. But yeah, so we can't fault people for being who they are. Right? Just because you live your life and walk your walk the way you walk it, you can't fault a person for walking a different walk. That's who they are. Just like you are who you are.
Yeah, like it or love it or don't. Make your decision,
Boom. It's just that simple. You can't, again, I just don't feel like you can change people, right? A person will change, but you can't give them an ultimatum to do it, you know what I'm saying? If they want to change, they'll change, you know what I'm saying? If they don't feel that the particular change you're looking for is conducive to their lifestyle, then it's just an issue.
Now, if a person doesn't feel that change is conducive to their lifestyle or whatever, does that mean that they don't love that other person enough to do it, or that is more about them? They care more about them. They don't really care about the other person because they're not willing to make that change.
It depends on the change, because just because you might want a person to change that goes against what they stand for. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, and I know about the unity, but at the end of the day, you gotta love you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stand for something.
Yeah.
If not, you'll fall for anything. So if it's going against something you stand for, it is what it is. Not just being stubborn, but I mean literally, like, I'm totally against that. You know what I'm saying? Like that, for my life, for what I stand for is for me. That is not me. That I can't, I don't stand for that.
Yeah,
then that's one thing.
You got to have some serious conversations before you get into marriages nowadays, because a lot of stuff comes out later and you be like, dang, we missed that, and so I think in the beginning is when those conversations need to take place.
Right. But I'm gonna say this, even in like in the beginning. Oh, here's the other thing. Someone told me that I have to understand that when you get in relationships, it changes, right? So you can be honest as possible up front.
Yeah.
But once a commitment is made, it's like all of a sudden the rules can be changed. You have to expect that. I disagree. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, if you've been honest with people up front, if you've been honest with people up front, especially if we talk on an adult level, it is what it is. I told you up front, you told me up front, that's what it is. So how am I gonna now, just because we made a commitment, I'm gonna go in and be like, nah, you need to do X, Y, Z, and you like, nah, I told you up front. I don't even, bang like that.
But usually, like when you're in the beginning phase and you're dating and you're telling people honest things up front and being honest with them, they're taking it differently because y'all are all in that woo woo. Oh my God, you're in that bliss.
Right.
When the commitment is made and you get together, then you be like, hold on, that's what you said. Like I thought you were saying this, and it turns into a whole different situation,
right?
Because you're so in love or so in bliss than lust that you didn't hear that.
Right. And I think that's a lot of it, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I know people used to always get at me also because of my 6-month rule thing, whatever the case may be. Well, this comes full circle. Is some people you do need that time. Now some people it works, don't get me wrong. But I'm saying that sometimes some people do need that time because you need to understand who you're dealing with. Because again, when you caught up in that bliss, it's all ooh, and then it's like, okay, cool, and boom, then it's like, whoa. But it would have came out if you'd have just stretched the, relationship out a little longer before you made that ultimate commitment, and then you could, made a determination. Right. Yeah, so, I was like, yeah, but that's an issue. And she was like, well, that's just something men have to understand and deal with. And I'm like, what? Nah.
That's not just a man thing either. Listen, Juanita even said that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, because she was talking about me or whatever. But yeah, right. It goes either way. Like anybody, I got to accept that. Even though I was honest with you, I used to be, even not even this conversation, before somebody told this lady told me that doesn't work with female. Like, basically, in a nutshell, what I took it as, you can't be honest with female. From her and our conversation, it was like, so you're basically telling me I can't be honest. So if I'm being, they said because women view it differently. But why is that my fault? If I'm being honest, you just decide to view it differently, or whatever the case would be. Like, how does the guy get blamed?
It was a good example of that on the show we were watching yesterday, Big Mama's House, the third one or whatever. And he was dressed like a girl, and he was in the room, and the girl was crying over her boyfriend, and he told me he needed some space, and all the girls was like, well, he just meant this. And the dude was like, no, he told you he wanted some space. He meant he wanted some space.
Right.
He needs you to back up off of him. Like, how are you going to... And every girl had a different dissertation of what he needed space mean. He was just saying that because he's not ready to be in a relationship, and he doesn't know how to express his feelings. Like, no, he just expressed his feelings.
Yo, take it for face value.
Take it for face value. Your chicken getting cold, boo.
I eat cold chicken. But my thing is, because you take it for face value. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Because a person can tell you who they are, and if you don't get it, if you don't take it, you can't turn around and blame that person. That's all I'm saying. Don't blame a person for being honest.
Yeah. Because a lot of people try to change up the words. They try to make it a different meaning for
ain't what I meant. Well, that's what you said.
That's what you said.
You know what I'm saying? You should have been more clear, but I got to take it for face value. So, like, I dated this one girl, and I'm always honest about it. I don't want any more kids, right? And I was dating this girl, and she was on the same page. We started, dating or whatever, and we were somewhere in this. It was a baby in the midst, and she was just like, "Oh," and she turned and said, "Don't." And I said, "Nope." I ain't let her finish because we had a conversation up front, and she said, "Okay, but what if But what if I change my mind? I want a child. Then we need to leave each other alone."
Ooh.
And now I'm wrong. you just mean, you just harsh, you don't da 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 da. I got a black heart, and I'm like,
that's not what you want in your life. So.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how am I wrong? Like, we had a whole discussion and conversation, came to an agreement, and then you trying to change the rules and the plays in the middle of the nah.
Not change the rules.
Yeah, like we said, we gonna run an option. Let's run an option. Don't line me up for an option, then you calling a fly pack. Nah, you know what I'm saying? And if it's not, if you want to change it, I don't want to change it. Then that means we didn't cane the heads.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Because I can't stop her from feeling that way. She may want a baby. You know, you need to go find somebody that's on the same page with you. But again, it was honest up front. So, so anyway, so Boosie was like, he'll do all these things for the dude. So Mike Tyson said, again, you can't fault a dude for being who he truly is. So Mike was like, some people put on the front. He said, I put on the front. He said, I put on the biggest front in the world. Basically, Mike was saying is, I had to become the most intimidating, scariest dude in the world because I was that scared. He said, and I needed people around me that I knew was scared. So he had to put on the front. And that's what I think a lot of people do. Because they're not comfortable in their own skin. So they got to recreate something.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Because, some people you can look right through.
There's and I see a lot of women guilty of that. Like, you see them and they talking crazy and oh girl, no, I don't do that, I only shop here, or and you're just like, that's not you though, why are you acting like that? I don't understand it, but I understand it, if that makes sense.
I feel like it's a self-esteem or self-confidence
I think it's a self-esteem thing.
And I think, years ago, in my younger years, whatever, I went through something like that. You know what I'm saying? I just wasn't comfortable enough. He's not scary. He's just ugly.
Dang, Juanita. You can't be calling people ugly now.
Hey. But, and not that it was like I had a problem talking in front of people. And a lot of people's like that. A lot of people say that's self-esteem, they was telling me I wasn't confident enough because I couldn't speak in front of people. And not that I couldn't, I just didn't want, it was uneasy, you know what I'm saying? But as time went on, I ended up getting into positions where I ain't had no choice, which now make me comfortable. Now that I do. But sometimes what bothers me now, which I got to get out because we can get in our own way and get out in our own headspace. I'm like, dang, I hope I don't mess this up. I hope I can pronounce the words correctly. I hope, I don't be forgetful, stuff like this. So I start worrying myself.
You know what that reminds me of? We saw this picture the other day where there was a man in the lake and he was on his knees and up at the top he was like drowning. Like, all he had to do was stand up. Because we get in our own way. He said he is. I've seen him in person. Oh, too funny. But yeah, same thing with me. With my singing, I used to get in my own head. I used to get in my own way. And I would be stopping myself like, girl, what if you sing the wrong note? What if you, and it would just be a whole thing. And it was all me.
Yeah, but I'm just blessed that I was forced into positions where I had no choice but to do it, so which made me comfortable. Some things in life, sometimes you just like Nike, you just got to do it. It helped me for just doing it. But yeah. So that was my topic for the night. Conversation I had. Just want to see what y'all thought about it. Yeah, if y'all have any topics, man, like I said, send it on through, man. We be searching for stuff to talk about sometimes, So send them things on through here.
Yeah, and one thing I want to say, y'all, just to end on a serious note. When you're walking out the house and you're leaving your loved ones, just let them know, you love them. Just, give them some love. Give them a kiss. Give them a hug. Say something.
Say bye, big head.
Say bye, big head. Bye, boo. I walked out the door the other day. Dre was working and he was on a conference call, so I did not let him know that I was walking out for a second. And I told my daughter I'll be right back, but then when I walked out the door, I almost didn't get to come back because I got in a really, really bad accident. So just make sure that you're letting people know how you feel about them, because it's important. You never know when that last moment is. Hey, mama.
Yeah. Yeah, that's important. That's important.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I'm about to go eat. I've been
Me
ripping and running all day.
too.
So
We love you guys.
yeah. Holla back.
Later.